Welcome back to the Solo Promoter YouTube channel, and welcome back to some more comic book talk. It is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026, and we're going to talk last week's comics, what I read. We're going to talk this week's comics, what I picked up, which is, you know, a story in itself. And, yeah, that's what we're going to chat about. And thanks for being here. Big shout out to all of our Golden Circle channel members who help support the channel. Your support means the world. All right. What did I read last week? You know that I've recently picked up this run of Daredevil, which it's the Mark Waid run of Daredevil. I forget what volume it is. Anyway, I started reading those again. Liking it. I think I did read it at some point. I don't think I ever had the comic book. So what I think happened was I read it digitally on the Marvel Unlimited app. Anyway, so I got these out of, well, this one I didn't get out of a dollar bin, but I got most of the run out of a dollar bin, two different dollar bins. So I've been reading them. They're good so far. I like Daredevil. Daredevil's, you know, my favorite hero, one of my very favorite heroes. So it has been fun going back into this. I'm in the middle of issue 3 right now. Now, I went on eBay and I bought issues 1 through 5, I think, of Fantastic Four because I have been loving this current run of Fantastic Four so much. I've loved the writing, I've loved the stories, I've loved the art, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go pick up 1 through 5. I think those are the ones that I was missing here. I mean, I think they're all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I went to go pick up 1 through 5. I love them even more. The whole time, I'm not going to give too many spoilers, but the whole kind of time travel thing that happens in the first 2 issues is fantastic. And then I love, I don't want to spoiler too much if you haven't read it, but once they get this wrapped up from these 2 issues, suddenly a whole new thing happens, and that leads into the 4th issue. Which is One World Under Doom, which I didn't read any of that, but I love this Fantastic Four. This Fantastic Four stuff is great. This issue, issue 4, this is why I love Fantastic Four, because the story in here is great. Again, I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I love the art. The story in here was fantastic, and it's just like a super, super fun idea and a fun story. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I mean, I know that I'm not 100% familiar with all the kids, but I love this story. This story was so great. And yeah, I don't know what else I can say other than I love the story. And I am now just this huge, I am a fan. I was never a fan of the Fantastic Four. I am a fan of the Fantastic Four with this writer and this artist. It's North and Ramos, Ryan North, Humberto Ramos, Victor, you know, everybody else involved. I'm down. I'm down. I love this. This got added to my pull list for future issues because I'm loving it so much. And I was like, listen, you're buying all of them. You might as well do it. And then issue number 5. Issue number 5 was great. It's another kind of one-shotty type story, and it really focuses around Black Cat and Invisible Woman. And I don't know, apparently there's some sort of backstory there. I almost wonder, I don't know, did like Black Cat make some sort of advance on Reed Richards? Because the way that Sue Storm hates her, it's pretty heavy duty. But this is another just self-contained issue. And then I think the next issue was the first of the Invincible Woman storyline. So that's where I picked up. But I am so super happy that I picked up these issues. They're all first printings. And not that they'd be worth millions and millions of dollars in the future, but I'm just super excited to get them. All right. The new comics I bought last week. Imperial Gardens, probably the last one I'm buying. I bought it because of Darkhawk. I love Darkhawk. But this one is just not capturing me. I'm just not liking it. So I'm probably not going to get it. I'm probably going to unbag this, and I will give it away at Halloween or whatever I decide to do with my comics that I give away. Spider-Man Long Way Home. I picked this up, as I said last time, because of the Punisher art here, and it looks like a Brand New Day tie-in. I was not... yeah, the story on this was just kind of... It just was not grabbing me. It was not grabbing me. I will probably not pick up number 2. Just because it's also like this story of like Frank Castle before he's the Punisher, I believe. Anyway, it was just not grabbing me. Not grabbing me. All right. Now, last week I talked about the Punisher and how the Punisher is one of my favorite characters. I love the Punisher, and I just think that in recent years they have made him so bloody. And it's just like, how can we make this the grossest thing that happens, the biggest, you understand what I'm saying. How can we make this book the bloodiest thing? How can we make this book, just really, really violent? And I talked about how I've been reading these older Punisher books, and he's violent in there, but it's not all the blood. It's not all the over the top, right? The Punisher in this book, like this book seems to me like they're at least in this book, they're taking Frank Castle back to where he was in the original Punisher. And, the thing I absolutely love, let me see if I can find it. I'm not going to give any spoilers. He's back in his old uniform. It's the old classic uniform. He is back in the battle van. The battle van comes bursting through here, guns a-blazing. And I just love it. Frank Castle, the Punisher, I love it. They use the old logo. And to me, it's like this is the Frank Castle I fell in love with as a kid when I first got into comic books. So I had picked up, this one was new last week, but I picked up number 1. Loved it. Loved it. I don't know if this is a short thing, or, because it's 1 and 2. I don't know if it's a short series or whatever, but I will be picking it up. I think it is fantastic. Wonder Man. I've been loving Wonder Man. Wonder Man is really great. As the cover implies here, this one really kicked up the romance in several different ways of, what's her name? Hellcat and Wonder Man. Still liked it. It's very noir-y. It's very like Hollywood noir type thing. I'm excited to see where it goes. There was a little bit, I felt that the love and romance stuff maybe took a little bit too much of the book. I get it. It was fine. I'm not like, ew, they're kissing. But I was just like, let's get to the story. But so anyway, but this is good. I will certainly be picking up the next issue as well. Here's where I made a huge mistake. And I don't know how I made this mistake. And it must have just been a cross-communication thing between myself and... because this was in my pull box last week, and I started reading it, and I'm like, but wait, when did any of this happen? I don't understand when any of this went down. Like, how is this happening now? Is this like a flashback? What am I watching? And then I realized that I don't have issue number 4. I have 1, 2, and 3. I don't know what happened to 4, and suddenly I'm on 5. And this is on my pull list, so I don't get it. But so my comic book shop is going to look for issue number 4 for me. If they don't have it, I'm just going to pick it up off of eBay. But yeah, I read this book because I started reading it and I was like, well, I'm just going to finish it. But I don't know what happened. And I just remember that issue number 3, I didn't like how that ended. I didn't like how, I don't want to spoil it, but I didn't like the ending. Because I didn't understand the ending, and I thought, like, wait, what is happening? And I really didn't understand things, because all of a sudden I was thrown into this. And I will say this is bloody, bloody, bloody. How can we show horrible Saw movie-like things in here? I hope they kind of go more back to that other story, because we'll see. We'll see. Absolute Batman, I think I might be out. I think I might be out. This one didn't grab me. It didn't grab me. And I can't even tell you off the top of my head what happened in this issue, other than Two-Face is there with his crazy long hair that he pulls to the side depending on which face he's... Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Jury's still out. Now, let's get on to what I picked up this week. And this is interesting because I will tell you, I didn't have anything on my list this week. Nothing on my pull list came in this week. My drawer was empty. My folder was empty. And I kind of looked around and I was like, well, you know, I think I can maybe pick up something. And I saw that one of the new issues that came out this week was X-Men number 32. And I saw that it said Anomaly Part 2. And I looked and I was like, do they have Part 1? And they did have Part 1. So I was like, okay, well, I will get these and I will read them. I'm not a ginormous X-Men fan, but I've also been away for a long time. So since I'm not going to be getting Imperial Guardians anymore, since I will likely not be getting, I'm not going to get that other Spider-Man book, I will likely not be getting Absolute Batman anymore. I picked this up. Will I keep reading? I don't know. But I just thought, hey, this is where like kind of a jumping on point is. I will get it. And if you saw when this receipt came out, I got one more thing in this bag. You saw that it was $45. That's how much I spent. I bought this because usually, likely not something I would normally buy, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about it. And I just like the concept of it. And so I picked it up. And that is the Elsewhen book by John Byrne? Is that how you say his name? Anyway, and so the story of this, if I am telling it correctly, is that John Byrne just started like writing and drawing X-Men comics and putting them up on the web. And he's done tons and tons of them. And so they've collected them, they inked them, they colored them. And this is the first volume. Apparently there's going to be 3 volumes of this. And so it's basically what would have happened if John Byrne would have continued writing the X-Men. Now, I'll tell you, only very, very even top surface level familiar with what happened during John Byrne's run on X-Men. Just because X-Men were never 100% my thing. But I'm excited to check this out. And I just love the idea of he drew these, and then he drew these on his own, and then they inked them, and they collected them all together. And anyway, super excited to check it out. So those are the new comics of this week. These are the new comics I picked up. And there's my thoughts. I'm going to keep this short because I got other things I need to work on. But let me know what you think. If you picked up anything this week, if you've read this, are you excited about this? I know that there's apparently some sort of controversy about it. I don't care. I just like the idea of it. I'm picking it up, and I didn't dive too much into that because I was like, you know what? I just want to read this book. And there you go. I will say that I will likely not have this read by next week. These ones I could definitely do, and maybe I could talk a little bit about what I think of that one so far. But those are your new comic books of the week. That's going to do it. Big thank you to everybody who's watching these comic book videos. It's a lot of fun. I want to say I am not a comic book expert, but I'm a comic book fan. And that's kind of what I see these videos as, is this is just a fan, somebody who's a fan, not an expert, and just talking about the comics that he likes. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you for being here. Big shout out again to all of our Solo Promoter YouTube channel members. Appreciate it. I will talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody.